Hi everyone, welcome to another video. In this, we are going to understand how to get started with scanning the SAP GUI. So till now, we had been using the standard module. Okay, but let's say the operations which I want to perform is not available in the standard module. So I have to understand how to perform scan on SAP application. Okay. Now for that, what we are going to use, we are going to use this log off button. Okay. So this was not present in the status in the toolbar. So we'll try to scan this, and after this, if I'll click on this, it is going to give me this pop-up, and we are going to scan this as well. Okay. So let's see how do we do that. So in case of Tosca, any application can be scanned using this module section. Okay. So you can go to modules. Okay. And if you want, you can create a folder as well, or you can right click here and you'll click on scan and you can click on application. Okay. And this is going to give us a UI with whatever is open on my machine, and it will allow me to select. Okay. So this is one way. Another way is you can click on home and you go to modules, and here also you can click on scan an application. So basically those are two different ways to access this. Whichever works for you, you can use that. Okay. So I've clicked on application because now we have to scan it manually. Now this is our application. Okay. Now one thing to note is you don't need to do any changes, but if I right click here, you will see something called as SAP. Okay. Now Tosca has developed this method by which it is able to understand the underlying technology, and that's why with SAP it will be very easy for us to identify the elements, and it is auto selected, so we don't need to do anything, but I just wanted to showcase you. So this is basically an engine by which you'll be able to work with the different elements on SAP GUI screen. Okay. So I have just clicked on scan, and it is as easy as that. What it is going to do is it is going to scan this entire application. It is going to give me the different elements. Now what I can do here is I can use a select on screen method to get the elements which is of my need. Okay. Or I can navigate here as well and try to find it. Okay. So let's use the easiest method, which is select on screen. So we'll click on this and I'll just click on this log off. Okay. So if I'll highlight over different elements, it is going to give me options like this. Okay. So I'll click on this and you see my element is coming here. Now another way to confirm is if I click on this and if I click on highlight selection, it is going to highlight the section which we have scanned. Okay. So that we are sure that we have selected the right element. Okay. Now let me talk about little bit about the properties as well, because when you run into challenges, you have to see this part. And whenever you're scanning any element, it is important to understand what kind of properties have been used. There are other scanning mechanisms as well, not very important for SAP, but we'll eventually learn those as well. Okay. So what it does is it is basically capturing different properties of the element which you have selected. So since this is selected, it is showing me of the log off button. Okay. So you see something is shown as relative ID, which is already selected. And these all are different properties of this. Okay. Now you see there is something called as default name as well. Okay. Then there is a label which says log off. And if I scroll over this, you will see there is an ID, there is a container type, there's nothing in ACC tooltip. So let's see. There is a text as well log off. So what you can do is you can decide which property you want to choose. Now relative ID is something T bar 015. So just in case if this would change and whenever numbers and all are there, it's better to choose more stable properties. So see, the moment I deselect this, it is saying it is not unique. And our job is to make it unique, right? Now I'm always sure that it is always going to display text as log off. So maybe I'll select text. Okay. And you see it is becoming unique now. Just to give it little bit more robustness, what I'll do is I will try to select one more property here. Uh, maybe label as well. Yeah, label is also log off. Okay. So I can select whichever property works for me better. Okay. And I'll just save this. Now, this is saved as a specific module. Okay. You can rename this as well. So I'll just say, let's say log off button. Now, ideally, you don't scan and save just a specific element, but I'm just trying to showcase in its very granular part so that you understand what needs to be done. Okay. Now, all we need to do is we need to just drag and drop as we were doing in the previous videos as well. Okay. and I'll just write here log off functionality. Okay, because till now we have not done anything on the log off section. What we'll do is we'll perform a click. Okay. Now for performing a click on a button, you can either use curly brackets click or you can just write X as well. If you're using click, it is going to perform a mouse operation. If you're going to use X, it is going to perform a keyboard operation. We are going to use click for training purpose so that you're able to see the mouse movement, but preferable to use X. Okay, so let's run this and see if it is actually clicking on the logo button or not. So you see, this is working fine for us. Okay. Now, after this, I want to, I want to click on yes here, right? So do you want to log off? I want to click on yes. Okay. So let's see two things I want to do here. I want to maybe validate as well that do you want to log off is displayed or not? And then I'll decide which one I want to click. Now, since this is something new, which I don't have the information about in my module section, I'll again perform a scan. Okay. So let's do it the other way. I'll go to modules, scan, application, and it is displaying in this way. So this is what is of my interest. So I'll just click on this. Okay. And let's select on screen. Okay. So let me show you the another method. Okay. So is if you do not want to click on select on screen, or if you're finding difficulty in terms of selecting your element using select on screen, you can use this filter as well to find your elements. Okay. Now it is yes or no. So I can see yes or no here. Okay. What I can do is I can click on this and I can click on highlight selection. And if it is navigating to the right element of my choice, I'm good with that. Okay. So same way I'll do for no. Okay. And I'll do highlight selection and I want to validate this part. So let me see. I have, do you want to log off? Okay. Now, just in case your element which you want to validate is not displayed here, you can increase the filter as well, and it is going to load all the elements. So every element is not loaded instantly. Only one filter is going to be there. So if you need that, you can increase that. And the other elements like you can click on search and you can search for that element as well. Okay. Now I'll minimize this. So these are three elements which I need. Okay. Now let's quickly take a look at the property section as well. So in this section, you see, I want to validate that sorry, the text which is displayed is do you want to log off? Okay. Now, where is this captured? This is captured in displayed text. And let's see if there is something else. It is captured in text as well. Let's see where else. Text and default name. Okay. So you can use any property to validate that. Let's say we are going to use default name for this. Okay. And I'll just copy this or I can type it out. Okay. And then just see the yes and no button. Okay. So it is taking a relative ID. If I want, I can remove this and let me choose ACC tooltip and type as GUI button. Okay. Then I'll go to no and I'll probably try to capture no and similar thing. Type GUI button. Okay. And I'll say log off, pop up, pop up. Okay. And let's save this. And our module is ready. So I will close this. Okay. And I'll click on no here for now, but when we are going to execute the automation script, we are going to use yes. Okay. So let's move this to the same test case log off because we are going to first perform the click option and then we are going to validate if do you want to log off is displayed or not. So understand this thing that when you want to validate something, okay, you have to understand which properties containing that value. Okay. So you can use, you will get different options. So let me show you that. So for example, in the action mode, if I select verify and you have to click on this and you see two different sections. Okay. This is what the property you want to validate and this is what you want to validate. Okay. Now certain properties works in Boolean format and certain properties works with the value format. Okay. So let's say I want to validate if this is existing or not. So I can just click on this and say exist and I have to write true or false here. Okay. Now this is going to validate if this element is existing or not. But let's say that is not my That is not what I'm interested in. I want to validate the specific text is coming or not. Okay. So just to be more precise. So when we saw in the properties, we saw default name is containing this as well as text was containing it. So even if that is not displayed here, you can just type it out. Okay. And what was the value? This is the exact value. Okay. If there would be any changes in terms of space and all, we'll get error and we'll fix it accordingly. Okay. So I'll just put that value here. Okay. After this, I want to click on yes. So I'll just select input action mode and I'll say click. Okay. And let's see if this works or not. Otherwise, we'll modify what is required. Okay. So it is going to click on log off and then it is going to click on that pop up. So log off is clicked and it is probably validated the do you want to log off and clicked on yes as well. Okay. So let's see the scratch and you see this is performed successfully and the verification was successful. So I was thinking there might be certain space and all. If that is not the case, then this is working fine in the first row. Okay. So we learned today that how we can perform operations on the SAP page by scanning the modules as well. So we are not dependent on standard modules, but for whatever sections of SAP standard modules are available, we are going to use that. So we are not doing unnecessary or redundant work on that. And whenever it is not available, we are going to scan that. And scan is pretty easy, as you have seen. There are other ways of scanning as well, but we'll stick to Tosca SAP automation right now. And if we'll run into those scenarios, I'll explain about those as well in the further videos. Now, in the next video, we are going to understand some end-to-end flow and we'll try to develop an end-to-end script on that. In case you like the content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye bye.